What's up, everybody? It's the man in the red hat. We got a little bit of extra time this week. You know, nothing really out and new in the movie theaters. We got Bad Boys 4 coming out tomorrow, which I'm going to see. But today's video is going to be top 10 action movies of all time, ranked by yours truly. Now there's some ones in here that might surprise you, some ones that just might not. You know what I'm saying? But let's get started. Let's get right on the go. Number 10, Captain America: Winter Soldier. All right, so Captain America: Winter Soldier to me is a perfect superhero film. All right, it combined some of the James Bond elements with like big budget action, just like really taking it over the top. The fight scene on the highway underneath the bridge between Captain America and the Winter Soldier, phenomenal every time. Even with the cuts, it got a lot of cuts in it, but even with the cuts, still phenomenal. All right, from start to finish, amazing. At number 9, we have the Avengers: Infinity War. Okay, all right. So this might have been one of the greatest movie experiences, probably of my life, like that I will ever experience in my lifetime. The I saw Avengers: Infinity War is the movie that I've seen the most in theaters. I've seen Avengers: Infinity War 5 times in movie theaters. That's how much it affected me. Um, it was great every single time. The reaction was the same every single time. That feeling of dread at the end of the movie, like when it ends, and it's just completely quiet in the movie theater, because it's like they lost, y'all. Is amazing. It's amazing. That feeling of dread that you feel when the Hulk first showed up and he got his shot. He shot his fair one with Thanos, and Thanos put him into the ground like easily, with no powers, just full on hands. Just didn't even use the glove. Just full on hands. You getting hand to hand, boxed out by a god, basically. And all the fights hit. Everything hit. Uh, what is it? Spider-Man and Iron Man inside the spaceship fight. Amazing. What else did you have? You had everyone from the Guardians of the Galaxy. Their stuff hit when they first got together and everybody started trying to fight each other a little bit. I like that too. I like how they kind of upped Captain America's strength even more, and Black Widow. Her strength definitely got pushed up there too, because she full on was fighting this alien like she was nothing, like that. Like both of them were nothing. So yeah, it's on the list. It's amazing, start to finish. At number 8, The Matrix. Okay, The Matrix should be on everyone's top 10 action movie list at bare minimum, because of what it did to shape the culture of action movies and what they could be visually. There are a lot of things done within that, you know what I'm saying, with bullet time and the slow-mo type stuff, that they changed the game. They changed the game. I do have a love and hate relationship with The Matrix. I do love the first one, not so much the second one. The third one is kind of all right, and the fourth one does not exist. We don't talk about that. So at number 7, we have Kill Bill Volume 1. All right, I recently rewatched Kill Bill Volumes 1 and 2 just to kind of make sure that I still love these films. And I still love these films. Still hold up. Volume 2 is, like everyone says, Volume 2 is slower than Volume 1. Volume 1 has all of the scenes that everyone remembers. It's the outfit. It's the outfit in the club with the Yakuza around you, with the crazy 88 around you, or she's just going crazy, slicing up people's arms and legs left and right in like a tornado style. She doing a dance basically on the ground, spinning, and they keep walking into it. Honestly, it's stupid. It's like walking into a helicopter blade. Why would you keep walking forward after you done seen your buddies get tossed up left and right over here? But you just keep walking forward at the same way. Oh, I can do. No, you can't. You stupid. You stupid. She done cut off at least 50 limbs out here, straight, not even exhausted. Loved it. I love her master. Her master. She has one of the top 5 masters in all of fictional writing in movies. He is hilarious. Their master was hilarious the entire time. All right. What else? I just love Kill Bill. I really love that movie from start to finish. That's Quentin Tarantino was doing his thing with that one, so that's why it's there. Number 6, we have Enter the Dragon. All right, so Enter the Dragon stays up on the list. Now, a lot of these are just connected to my childhood and just how important certain things were in my childhood. But Enter the Dragon used to always be on. My stepdad used to always be watching this for some reason. And I never understood it, but you just hear the wow, that stuff, and then in the background while I was thinking about cartoons or anime or stuff like that. So then I sat down and actually watched it, and it's an amazing film from start to finish. That mirror scene is epic, and to this day at carnivals or festivals or anything that has those Hall of Mirror type setups, I always kind of play out the Bruce Lee scene, kind of just because it's just so epic. It's so amazing. Just the kick, the claw. he was getting scratched up by the claw. The claw was coming out everywhere. It was coming out from different directions and then disappearing, and then coming back out and then disappearing again. Love it. Then they had the big Asian dude during they was doing the fight to the death on the island. The big Asian dude, I can't remember whatever. I think he's in Bloodsport. He was in Bloodsport, and he was the final boss. And the super big Asian guy, and he was giving folks the work until he ran into Bruce Lee. That's neither here nor there, but amazing. That's my number 6 pick. At number 5, we have John Wick 4. Okay, now usually the sequels get worse. All right, that's just generally how it goes. They start losing wind, and they just cop out. That's what kind of started occurring with John Wick 3. John Wick 3, they kind of like, what the fuck what are we doing, right? John Wick 4, they lost their fucking minds in the best way possible. They decided that let's just give these folks superpowers at this point. The suit is magic. If you got this suit on, this assassin suit on, you might as well be bulletproof from complete head to toe. But they blocking full on large ballistics just by putting their jacket up, and that's stopping the bullet. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Do you know how ridiculous John Wick 4 was? John Wick 4 has so many scenes of just like, what? I was audibly in movie theaters like, bro, this is a lot. This is aggressive. I loved it though. I loved it. He was falling out of buildings left and right in John Wick 4. Like 4+ stories, fall out, boom, bounce up like he Gumby, like he made of rubber. Like, boom, that's it. Him falling down the stairs twice when he got to the top, even though he was on the time limit, it's hilarious. That's objectively hilarious. Because they show the whole knockdown. He fell, he climbed like 2,000 steps and fell 2001. Then he got back up and then he climbed it up again and then he got knocked down 2,000 again. Now you're like, oh, he's definitely out of time. You know what I'm saying? Phenomenal movie. Not even talking about the fight, the overhead video game style fight. That's like one of the best action scenes ever. Like, period. It will always be that. Number 4, a lot of you guys might not know about this one. This is going to be The Night Comes For Us, which is a 2018 Indonesian action film. It has Joe Taslim and Iko Uwais, who are 2 of my favorite action stars ever in history. And the plot for the movie is basic. It's an assassin trying to lead a game, and he's getting caught up with those steps of trying to leave this triad, basically, overseas. And what makes it stand out is basically this final scene. Like, this movie has the longest fight, like action fight, one-on-one in movie history. I have never seen a fight last this long. This fight, from start to finish, is goddamn 13 minutes. It's like 13 to 14, 15. They are slugging it out. They are hitting each other with every single thing that they can find. Anything that they can pick up, headphones, wristbands. They threw a chalice. They all types of stuff. Brushes. If it can do damage at all or inconvenience you at all, I'm using it. Tacks, pipes, cardboard boxes, more pipes, hammers, nails, everything, bro. They was in that workshop going crazy. Who knows? They was building the ass whooping for the ages together. It's insane. Box cutter going crazy. The box cutter port is off the chain. None of this makes sense. It's like, why are y'all still fighting each other? I would have passed out 10 minutes ago. Do you know how long a fight is? Like, I've been in a lot of fights. A lot. 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes is a long time to be fighting one person. 13 minutes? You're not even mad no more. Halfway through, you like, why are we even doing this? Like, what's going on? Crazy. Number 3. The top 3 are without question the greatest. All right, number 3 is going to upset a couple people. Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest. Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest is objectively, I feel, the best Pirates of the Caribbean film. That's the start off. Now, Pirates of the Caribbean, the trilogy, is one of the greatest trilogies of all time. Like, it's perfect. Like, the first 3 movies, it's perfect. Each one, perfect. They was getting down. All right, that's the first thing. So this is the best of the trilogy, the best of the best, right? The reason it stands out is due to its special effects. It still holds up to this day. It still looks realistic to this day. It looks hyper realistic. It's like, damn, how did y'all make that in 2008, 9, or 11, whenever they made it? Because it stands so far out from what we constantly get now. And Jack Sparrow is just the greatest. Like, seriously. Jack Sparrow is the greatest pirate ever. Period. With a fantastic, hilarious story. Period. I'm about to go watch it again right now. Number 2. The Raid and the Raid Redemption. We're going to block them both in. Raid and Raid Redemption. Raid and Raid Redemption are, again, an Indonesian film done with Joey Taslim and Iko Uwais. All right. And the first one's pretty simple. It's just like it's kind of like New Jack City, kind of. You know how, like, if you ever watched New Jack City and they had to finally take down Wesley Snipes' character, and they was in that apartment. They was in an apartment complex, the high rise, and they had basically like it was just nothing but dealers and crackheads through every floor. Same thing for the Raid. We got to take down this big drug dealer at the top of this building. It's all in one location. It's centrally located. They never leave that location, and they boxing it out, floor to floor to floor to floor to floor. And the whole squad is getting wrecked, floor to floor to floor to floor, by the response. It's amazing. They had a dude in there in the first one named Mad Dog that was the stunt coordinator, the actual stunt coordinator for the film. And he was so good, because he was so good that even though his character can return for the second one, they just put this man in a different character role. It was like, nah, you're just too good. You're going to play something else in the second one. And he does. And he does a phenomenal job in the second one. Second one, not as good as the first one to me, though. The first one was just on some... It was direct storytelling. Everything was just right there. They was getting down. I watched that movie a dozen times. They were getting down. And how they were doing the setup for these stunts and the fight scenes and how realistic it still looks. Amazing. And at number 1, this will forever be my favorite action movie film. Just one of my favorite movies in general. The Gladiator. The Gladiator. The Gladiator is amazing. Russell Crowe's Gladiator. Russell Crowe, Joaquin Phoenix when he was younger. And I didn't even know that. I didn't realize that was Joaquin Phoenix for so long. I was like, oh my God, that's him. Joaquin goddamn Phoenix. My favorite actor. One of my, I couldn't place it. It's because he looks so babyface. But yeah, this is one of those movies. I watched this movie so much growing up. Again, because it's just what would be on TV. It'd be on TNT all the time. And my stepdad used to love to watch TNT all the time. So this, man, Gladiator was coming on at least 4 times a week. At least, from like a 7 to 10 block. It'd just be on. And at first I didn't like it because I thought, oh, you're a kid and it's moving too slow at the beginning. I was like, what is this? And then as I got older, probably became a teenager, and I actually sat down and watched it, and I was like, this is fucking amazing. This is an amazing movie. Start to finish. The fight scenes, the random tiger pop up in the theater, like, oh, I'm fighting one-on-one with the biggest person I've ever seen in my life. All right, cool. Took one step back, whole arena dropped off, and a fucking tiger came running up. Now you fighting with 4 tigers right circling around you as you box out with the biggest human being you've ever met in your entire life, fighting for your life. And then Joaquin Phoenix's character was such an asshole and just such a douchebag, man. Such a douchebag. Jesus Christ. Just a terrible, terrible person, man. But all of those lines, epic. The general who became a slave, the slave who became a gladiator, the gladiator who defied an empire. And I think he said, what did he say? But now the people want to know how the story ends. Only a famous death will do. And what could be more glorious than to challenge the emperor himself to the great arena? And Maximus was like, you will fight me? And he was like, why not? Do you not think you think I'm afraid? And Maximus said, I think you've been afraid your entire life. Bombs to the leader of the world, basically. To the leader of the revolution, to the Roman Empire, basically. Say, you've been afraid your whole life. You act just like a bitch. I've seen it. I've seen it in your eyes. Love it. Amazing. All right, so that's my top 10. All right, and this is set in stone. Okay, so if you don't agree, I know a lot of people like, man, we're the Lord of the Rings, the Terminator. Well, let me tell you something. First of all, I don't really like the Lord of the Rings like that. All right, that's still on my short list of popular media that I have not watched in its entirety. So I haven't watched all of The Hobbit, and I haven't watched all of the Lord of the Rings trilogy to let you know whether it was good or bad. Terminator should be on this list. I'll give it the honorable mention. T2, Judgment Day, I'll give it the honorable mention. When I didn't like the first one is not as good as the second one. The second one is amazing. The first Terminator is like, all right, that shit felt like Judge Dredd or like, yeah, that's it. So I was like, okay, that's cool for an 80s film. I see what you guys are rocking with, you know. But, you know, T2, I remember T2. I remember watching T2. T2 gave me nightmares. Because I was like, man, that dude just chasing without saying a word. He just coming. He doing the perfect run style. You doing about 80 in your little Jeep, and he's just behind you like this. You ain't scared of nothing. Just scariest police officer of all time. Tell you. But honorable mention for T2. I'll definitely put that in there. But hey, let me know what your list looks like. Let me know what's different. And if you made it this far, feel free to like and subscribe. Just press the little button. It won't hurt nobody. You won't get in trouble. It's not illegal. Not yet. Just give it a try.